How are you?
I'm good. It's a crazy time, but I'm okay. Thank you. How are you?
Good. Yeah, it's been like you said, crazy. I feel like kind of one thing after another, but hanging in there, living at home again, which is so weird.
Are you in California?
I'm actually in New Jersey. I
Okay.
live typically in the city and my parents are in Jersey, so came home with them. And you're in Miami?
I went home, of course, quarantined with my family. But I just got back to California, like I would say maybe like 3 weeks ago, and I got back and I was like, all right, like I'm ready to get back into things. And then obviously all the protests and everything happened, and I actually uh took like I was a part of two of the protests. They're very peaceful and just incredible, and it was the most amazing thing I've ever done in my entire life. It was just so incredible. I don't know if you saw, but like 30,000 people came out to Hollywood on Sunday.
Mhm.
And it was just so incredible to see like the community and everyone really coming together, and just there was just so much love there. It was incredible.
Wow. And I know that you're good friends with Andrew or King Bash, as a lot of
Yes,
know.
yes.
So did you march with him? Who were you with?
No, I actually wasn't with him. I was with my friend Alfredo Flores. Alfredo is, I don't know if you're familiar with him, like Ariana Grande's photographer and videographer. My friend Francia Raisa, she's an actress. Jojo, the singer, was in our group as well, and a bunch of just like my other friends. And it was just a Dexter Darden, who's a really incredible singer and actor himself too. And it was just a really big group. And also I ran into people I haven't seen in like years, and it was just, I don't know, it was just so incredible. We're all there, like, I don't know, I just felt like I'm going to change the world while I was doing this. And I mean, Batch is absolutely incredible, and everything he's been standing for and posting. And I think he really opened a lot of people's eyes to a lot of things. And I think there was, of course, a lot of negativity from this, but I think it really brought the community together. I mean, this was not just in California, or in New York, or in New Jersey. I mean, this was all over the United States, all over the world. People were fighting for the same cause. So, I mean, I don't think there's ever really been anything like this in history. So
So
it's
cool. And
bizarre,
so cool that you
amazing.
got to be a part of it too and to
Yeah, yeah. And I posted I mean, like for 4 or 5 days, I wasn't posting anything besides it. And it was really cool to see that from a lot of people too, because obviously like social media is our jobs. And there were a few brands that I had brand deals with that I asked if I could please not post during this time. And I think I have a lot of younger followers, and so I think a lot of them like might not be super familiar as to what is going on. And I was only posting like the positive things from it, like
yeah.
just try to put, and not posting like anything negative. But yeah, I think it was amazing. I got a lot of messages from people like saying thank you so much for like sharing everything that you're sharing right now. And I think it opened a lot of people's eyes to things. So
Love it. Yeah.
yeah.
So now obviously, this is continuing and the protests are great. But we are kind of getting back into normal life too, the normal swing of things. So what has been going on for you content wise? I mean, your TikToks are like out of this world. You get so creative and cool. Tell me just like
Yeah.
what's the secret to that?
It's interesting because even during like the quarantine, I felt like I got busier than ever, which
Yeah.
is so interesting because I was like nervous because when I went home to Florida, I'm so used to in LA like collaborating with 10 different people a day.
Right.
Like, so I was in Florida with my mom, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't see anyone. What am I gonna do? But I don't know if you saw any videos of my mom, but I did a
Yeah.
lot of
She's
I
so
got my mom in
cute.
all of them. What's funny? She's really good at the acting ones. The dancing ones are a little harder for her, but she does a great job. But yeah, I feel like I was getting more brand deals than ever. And my song Ola came out during the quarantine. And so like I had all these plans of how I was going to promote it and what I was going to do before. But then it was really cool. It was a big TikTok challenge. I don't know if you had a chance to see that, but Batch did it, and like so many really, really amazing people did the Ola challenge. Jason Derulo actually did a Ola challenge video, which was really cool. And yeah, so it's doing really, really well on TikTok. This is actually the first time I'm saying this, so like kind of
Ready.
exclusive, but we're finalizing to film the music video in Mexico, which I'm really excited, in July when things open up. So we were supposed to film it in LA before the quarantine, and then afterwards we couldn't shoot it, and then we just kind of had this idea. My friend Jamie Ranta is producing the video, and she does all J Balvin's, all of Bad Bunny's and Ozuna videos. and my friend Andrew Sandler is directing it, and he did like all of Chris Brown's and Justin Bieber and stuff. So I'm really excited because I've like been dying to film the music video. So I think we're gonna do it in Mexico. Crossing our fingers, it all works out. So
That is so fun. What do you have in mind? Like beach vibes? Like
no, so we would actually do it like I don't want to give away too much, but I think we would do it in Mexico City. So not beach vibes, like kind of the other part of Mexico.
Okay.
But that's all I could say. I don't want to give too much away, but that was pretty exclusive. No one else.
That is exclusive. I'm pumped.
Yeah.
I'm pumped. I love it. So when it comes to your music, what is inspiring that? And kind of, I think a lot of it is your cultural background growing up in Miami. Obviously, you're signed to Pitbull's label, that kind of like 305 vibe.
Yes. Well, I've actually, so like my history that I think a lot of people, know me from my TikTok or my Instagram dance videos, but I've been kind of doing this for a while. I was a backup dancer at first, and then I got into music, and I had songs like in the Step Up to the Streets movie and Bring It On movie, and had a song with Flo Rida when I was younger. And so I kind of just randomly got kind of thrown into the social media world, and then just like the videos took off and music kind of like went not on the back burner, but I just like wasn't really having time for it. And I actually, which is so crazy, I opened for Pitbull when I was like 16 or something like that. And how we reconnected was his business partner, Robert Fernandez, on his label, Mr. 305. Pitbull had a new song come out with Natty Natasha, Daddy Yankee. I don't know if there's anyone else in it, but he had this new song, and they wanted someone like a influencer creator to, promote it. And so they reached out to somebody from the label that didn't know that I knew Robert and Pitt, reached out to my mom, who's my manager. And then that conversation just turned into Robert being like, let's meet. Like, I want to know what you're up to. I haven't seen you in a while. And I came in and met with him, and he was like, why don't we just get you in the studio and like, let's just see like what you come up with. So I got in the studio with like all of Pitt's like producers and writers, and we just started making music. And then we were like, wow, this is really good. Like, this is amazing. And then we kind of signed. I met with Pitt a few different times, and then we signed. And so it's really cool. I live in LA now, but Florida is always going to be like so special to me. I go home a lot. All my family's there. And, to be able to say that I'm signed to Pitbull, Mr. 305, Mr. Worldwide.
Cool.
But, like to have that, be where I'm from, and to be able to be signed to him. And he's just an incredible artist and such an amazing businessman also, that I think a lot of people might not know about him. And he's also involved in a lot of charity work, which I am as well. So I think it's really awesome. And I feel like finally, like the music that I'm making, I feel like really matches who I am. And I feel like we're all just on the same page of like the vision and what we see and what we want, and what the sound is. So I'm really excited.
I love that. So have you been working on new music within quarantine?
Yes. Within quarantine, I actually recorded one song in quarantine, and I've been writing a lot. I feel like I've had just a lot going on, as everyone has in the world. It's been a really wild time. I think everyone's experiencing things, personally, and obviously just like the world issues that are going on. But yeah, it's been interesting. So I definitely wrote a really, really powerful song during quarantine. But yeah, we have a bunch of music that I recorded before. So we're actually going to figure out what the second single is going to be soon, and just keep going. I mean, I've recorded a bunch of songs with them, so I'm excited. And I have one or two. The next single might be with Pitt, or it might be the third one, but we're figuring that out now. So
yeah, I was gonna ask about any collabs. Or is there anybody else that you'd love to work with or do something with?
So I don't know if you like know anything about me, but I'm obsessed with J-Lo. Like, absolutely obsessed. And I got to do a video with her, which is really cool. It was when her Vegas residency was ending, and so I got to do a whole promotion with her and her dancers, and really cool. Actually, a few of my dancers in my music video are J-Lo dancers. We've just like always had these random connections. Her vocal coach Stevie Mackey is my vocal coach, and her choreographers I worked with, and all this stuff. So my like dream collaboration would be obviously to like somehow do a song or a movie or like something with J-Lo would be really cool. And also like Jason Derulo is a friend of mine, and I love his music, and he's like killing it on TikTok now too. So I think that would be a interesting like music collab as well.
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. Someone that you can like dance with and sing with, I think.
Exactly. I feel like definitely the artist I always gravitate towards. That's why J-Lo is my favorite. Well, Beyonce, I don't know. J-Lo and Beyonce, I have to say, are very, very close. I don't know who I love more. But you know, like J-Lo, Beyonce, Michael, Janet, Britney, old school Britney. I've always just gravitated towards like artists who are performers as well.
Definitely, definitely. Now, how do you stay in your like top dancer shape? Because the moves don't come easy when you're going up and down and all over. Like how, like what have you been doing kind of fitness wise?
So it's interesting because for me, like I can dance for 12 hours straight, but it's like, it's actually very hard for me to have the motivation to like want to go work out. And I like, well, before quarantine, always was doing all these like classes. And so I actually like got this app, and when I was home in Florida, I was doing this like app that was like a fitness, I don't know, it's like a fitness app that you do with like light weights. And then since I've been back in LA, I've been working out with like my best friend and a trainer in the park, like social distancing in the park. And so I also love to hike. Hiking for me is like, I think it's a great workout, and it's just something about being outside and getting fresh air and just like being with nature while working out. To me, like that's my like absolute favorite. But I definitely like to do like classes, you know, like whether it's like hot Pilates or a boot camp class or a boxing class, like those are my favorite for sure.
Love that.
But dancing is the best workout.
Yeah.
Like when you're in long dance rehearsals, that is the best workout. Oh, also Zumba. Zumba, I don't know if have you ever taken a Zumba class before?
Yes, of course.
So Zumba is, you don't understand. You could be in great shape, and then you take one Zumba class and you're like, wow, I'm out of shape apparently, because it's so hard. You sweat so much. You're out of breath the whole time. And I actually partnered with Zumba. I've been having a partnership with them now for almost 3 years. And they licensed my song Ola and did a big campaign with them. So I get like every day different instructors dancing to my song, which is so bizarre, all over the world, like Indonesia, China, Mexico, like literally people every day dancing to Ola, which is just awesome. And that's why I love Zumba. I think Zumba as a brand, I think they really, you know, obviously promote positivity and promote fitness, but it makes it like fun, and it's such a loving community, and it's literally everyone does Zumba all around the world. It's like every country. It's insane.
Do a lot with mental health too, because dancing, dance cardio is so good for kind of like your mental.
Oh, absolutely. I think just in general, dancing for me personally, like if I'm going through anything during the day and I go and dance, it's just like insane how much better I feel, and how and like also you can express yourself through dance and even music too. I think that's why like I just love singing and dancing so much. I feel like you really connect. It's I don't know, it's so special. I think what you can do with your art and with your music and moves. It's crazy.
My brother keeps slamming the door behind me, and
it's okay.
But no, I couldn't agree more. One of my friends and I do the 305 classes.
Oh, I've heard of that. Yeah.
And we'll FaceTime each other and then like do it.
You do it together. So, you gotta try Zumba.
I know, I do. Ola, I have to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm expecting to see your Ola challenge video. I don't know if you have TikTok. Yeah. But I'm expecting to see it.
Yeah, I will do it. I promise. When it comes to your TikToks, how do you, I mean, are you creating a lot of the dances you are creating on your own? You're doing challenges, but you're also kind of choreographing your own stuff. How do you pick, you know, the new songs and things like that when you know, the algorithm's so unclear with TikTok?
The algorithm makes zero sense. Like I'll post a video that I'm like, this is not good, and it blows. Like there's this one video that has 60 million views on TikTok, and I don't understand why. Mine, it has 60 million views, and there's like nothing special about it. But then I'll work really hard in a video, and it like gets a million. I don't know, makes no sense. But it literally makes no sense. But I don't know. I spend a lot of time on the app, like on my For You page, just kind of seeing like the trending songs. I think, you know, I always try to see like what the trending songs are, because I think that obviously helps. And even if there is like a dance already made, I always try to make it different. So like I'll do the choreography that's like already out there, but like I'll add something like at the end, or I'll add, I'll change something up, so it's not just like me sitting in front of my phone dancing, kind of like what a lot of people do, which works for a lot of people. Just for me personally, like I like switching it up and doing different things, and I think that's what makes it fun. And I just like love collaborating with people too. Like even during quarantine, I was doing these like virtual collabs where we would like, let's say like your video is on top of mine, I would like throw water up and it would like, pretend to hit them, and just to keep it creative, like during quarantine, or like over like a FaceTime call, or I just try to do different things. But I don't know, for me, like what I love about TikTok versus Instagram I love as well, but Instagram I feel like it's very professional, and I feel like everything I post is like very polished and very professional, and like spend hours and hours on it. And then TikTok, I like film like, I think yesterday I filmed like 12 videos in a day, and I'm like, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy, and so I also like to do like, versus like on my Instagram, I like to do like fun like acting skits, or like little like random challenges, or just like stuff that I wouldn't maybe necessarily post on Instagram. And so it's interesting. And now it's crazy. I only started TikTok like 6 months ago, maybe 7 months ago, and now I have like almost 5 million, which is just so bizarre. It's so bizarre.
Fun though, and I feel like it's such a great outlet, like another just creative outlet for you as just a creative person.
Absolutely.
Are you interested in getting into acting?
Yeah, I used to do a lot of acting when I was younger. I started off with Barney. So I did Barney when I was younger, and then I did a TV show with Ariana Grande called Adventure Kids that was on PBS. And it's funny, I actually was like down to the last draw. There was this movie that J-Lo did with Robert Redford called Unfinished Life. It actually went straight to DVD, but I was to play her daughter in it. I got to like the very end, like very end. And then they went with a girl who looked more like Robert Redford, because most of the movie was between the granddaughter and grandfather. But it was like, I was so close to getting it. They were flying me and my mom to New York, like back and forth a bunch of times. So I did a lot of different commercials and all that. So yeah, and I think acting, which is like why I feel like a lot of musicians and dancers end up being great at acting and vice versa, because I think they're all hand in hand. I think you have to be an actor to be a great dancer and to be a great singer. Yeah. So, and I trained with Aaron Spicer, who is Will Smith's acting coach and J-Lo's acting coach. Obviously, I have to mention J-Lo every 2 seconds.
Of course. Universe. That's how it happens.
But so no, acting is definitely something I want to get more into, and I am getting more into it. So, yeah.
And then finally, how do you stay motivated? What's keeping you motivated?
It's interesting because I am like some of my friends say like I'm obsessed with what I do. Yeah. I genuinely love it. Like I really, really love it. And I think with anything, whatever you want to do in life, like you have to really love it to be motivated. I think it's really hard to stay motivated when you don't like something, and you don't have an end goal. I think that's really, really hard. So I think for me, I truly like am obsessed with it, and I love it. And I get really excited when I create, and I'm really happy. Honestly, if I'm not creating and I'm not doing things, I'm like kind of sad. It's weird. Yeah. So I think that's what pushes me. And I really love what I do. And I think what's really awesome about my stuff is I really love to inspire people too. It makes me feel good when I make someone else feel good. And that's why a lot of the videos I do, I try to have a message behind them. And I did like this really big anti-bullying video once, and the messages I got from that video were like just so crazy. Like I was about to give up, and then I saw your video and you changed my life. And it's like, how can a 1-minute video do that? It's so powerful. So I think that's really what keeps me motivated, is that like I make a difference in these kids' lives. And also I always try to like, have all different types of people in my videos. Like I'll work with people who have huge followings. I'll work with people who have 0 followers. I'll work with people who are like in the best shape of their lives. And like, you would think, oh, that's like a dancer. That makes sense. And I'll work with people who like people would, people have told them they're never able to dance or they're never going to make it. And I have them in my videos because I think they're amazing, So, and I think that's what's really cool about social media is like, in a lot of other countries, a lot of stuff isn't accepted. Like, here, like to have a girl who's in a wheelchair dance, like that's like no one would really like think twice about it. But in other countries, like someone that's in a wheelchair would never think they can go take a dance class because it's not accepted, or they would think like people would make fun of them. And so I think like a lot of my videos have, opened people's minds to, be more accepting and all inclusive. So
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. And I also just think that you're so authentic with who you are. It's kind of one of those things that I think it's hard to find sometimes with creators, that they, have such their feed is just, it's not authentic. It's not who they are, but you are, true exactly who you're putting out there on and off the camera, which is, the best thing that you can ask for, because that's
well, I think people can like read that. Like I feel like, yeah, you see people that are doing well, and you like know they're very polished, but I think like when you're really investing like your time in someone, like you feel like you like know them, I think like especially with social media, we're able to have these platforms, like you want to be your real self, you want to share things, and I think people appreciate that, to know that this person is not perfect. Like we all are going through things. There are some days where we're not feeling our best. Like listen, everyone edits their photos and does these things. Like trust me, like we don't all look like that always. So I think it's good to show that side of you to people, because social media can be an amazing place and it can be such a negative place too. And it makes me sad when I see some of these creators, like some of the things that they post and do. It makes me sad because it's like we have this platform, like we can really make a difference. We really can promote positivity, and like some people don't use it for that. So
yeah. Well, I think you definitely do, and you definitely have an incredible organic following of a really diverse group of people, and so I have always been one of them. I am such a fan.
Yay! Thank you.
To talk with you today. I am so excited to get this out there. I can't wait for new music.
Thank you so much, and I can't wait for your Ola challenge. Don't think I forgot.
I got you.
Yay!
Excited. Montana, thank you so
Thank you so much. Have a great day. Thank you.
Let me know when you come to New York. We'll have you come in the office.
Yes. Oh my gosh, soon. Crossing our fingers. All this is craziness is over, and that will happen soon. Yes. Alrighty, bye. Thank you.